Hi, you're watching Velo News TV. I'm Neil Rogers here at the Tour de Georgia. I'm with Slipstream Chipotle team chiropractor.
That's me.
Kevin Reichlan. Kevin, you were with Timmy Duggan yesterday in the seconds after he crashed. Take us through from the crash through last night.
Yeah, so as you know, Timmy was in a bad crash. He launched over his handlebars, the best that he can remember, and that's all he remembers. And he hit his head incredibly hard. So he had a good head injury on the side of the road, so he was in pretty bad shape. And so we put him on the board, got him in the ambulance, transported him to the hospital, and
you jumped out of the car too, the second team car, and into the ambulance.
Yeah, I jumped out of the car onto the ground with Timmy and one of the race stocks. The race stocks were great, and the ambulance guys were great. They're just spot on right there. So, and then into the ambulance with Timmy, and then we transported him to the hospital. He had a hard time. He was in a lot of pain. And
must have been a hard time for you too. I mean, it must have been very stressful.
Yeah, you know, and I've known Timmy for about 4 years now. He's a friend of mine. Yeah, it was stressful, but he did great. He did great. So we got him to the hospital, and they did a CAT scan, and he had two very, very small spots of bleeding on the brain, which again is really consistent with a hard head trauma. And they gave him some pretty heavy sedation, and he was out of pain and relaxed, and he was actually kind of funny for a little while. He didn't know who I was.
That's all the medication, all the painkillers.
Yeah, exactly. And then he stayed in the hospital last night, and they kept him up for observation. And they'll do another CT today at some point just to monitor the small bleeding. And if everything's fine, hopefully he'll go home. Probably not today, but probably tomorrow.
And you say that neurologically everything checks out.
He's fine neurologically. He's in great shape.
Yeah, I mean, certainly it was 2 years ago this month, the head injury with Saul Raisin, and I think that was the sort of, you know, Timmy and Saul similar in age, and I think that was kind of the first thing that went through a lot of people's mind when they saw him on the ground.
Yeah, I think we were all scared for that. And you've raced a bike for years. When you hit your head like that, you know, a lot of bad things can happen. But in Timmy's case, it's good.
Yeah. What's the morale with the team here? I talked with Tyler Farah yesterday after the stage, and it had to be very distracting for all the guys, a lot of concern. I know they were back and forth on the radio asking Chad McRae what was going on. What's the morale here now? Everybody knows Timmy's okay. You guys are still in the hunt for the GC. I mean, is it like something to rally around at this point?
Yeah, it is something to rally around. It was interesting when I was at the hospital and Timmy came out of his little stupor there, his drug stupor. He said, "What happened?" I told him, "You crashed." He said, "Oh yeah." I said, "What happened today?" Yeah. So I told him Tyler got third in the stage, and he was like, "Right on." And then he went back to sleep. The guys are happy for him. We all carry Blackberries, right. So it's really handy for me at the hospital. I sent out all the riders. Timmy's okay. He's going to be good. Everything's okay. Don't have to worry. And the guys are all stoked.
Yeah,
so
actually.
Did you look at the back of their bikes?
No, I haven't.
If you look in the back of their seat posts, every seat post it says "Just Go Harder," which is Timmy's website.
Right. Well, actually, Timmy and also Ian McGregor share that website, and I ran into Ian McGregor last night, and I was a little nervous to ask because they're best friends for years and years. Ian was almost beside himself because he was so happy to have heard that he was okay. I mean, it's an odd thing to be happy after somebody's injured, but knowing how bad it could have been, it was just a huge sigh of relief.
Oh, it's a huge sigh of relief for everybody. Everybody. And again, the guys are so happy that he's okay. Yeah, they're so happy.
And I am as well. I mean, we're happy to be having this conversation as opposed to anything else.
Yeah.
Kevin, well, thanks for the time.
You're welcome. Thank you.